Ambassador SpacePirates had spent 3 cycles studying humanity's military capabilities, and the reports were terrifying enough. Human soldiers who fought harder when wounded. Human pilots who turned damaged ships into guided missiles. Human generals who treated impossible odds as tactical opportunities. The Galactic Council had already voted to classify humanity as a Class A military threat after the Battle of Proxima, where a single human destroyer had somehow defeated an entire Kethvar battlegroup through what their after-action report described as weaponized insanity and aggressive optimization of local physics. But nothing, had prepared the galaxy for what they witnessed during the siege of New Kyoto. Counselor SpacePirates reported to the emergency session, her voice trembling through the quantum relay, "We need to update humanity's threat classification immediately. We've discovered they've been holding back their true military potential." The holographic forms of 12 species representatives flickered with various emotions, skepticism, fear, and in the case of the war-loving Threxkai, barely contained excitement. "Impossible," growled General Vorthman of the hegemony. "We've seen their finest soldiers. Human, Marines, and Special Forces have already exceeded all theoretical combat performance metrics. What could possibly be more dangerous?" SpacePirates activated the tactical display, showing the siege in progress. New Kyoto, a human colony world, was under assault by the combined forces of 3 hostile species, over 200,000 troops supported by orbital bombardment and atmospheric denial weapons. The human defense force numbered fewer than 50,000. The siege has been ongoing for 73 standard days, SpaceOper reported. Standard military doctrine suggests the colony should have fallen within hours. Instead, human casualties remain at approximately 12%, while attacking forces have suffered 6. "The what?" whispered Counselor Ethmora of the Peaceful Coalition. The display shifted to show orbital sensor readings from the edge of the New Kyoto system. A single human transport ship had arrived, not a military vessel, but a civilian transport that appeared to be carrying cargo containers. The ship's manifest listed its passengers as educational specialists, conflict resolution experts, and behavioral modification consultants, SpaceOper continued. "We assumed it was carrying negotiators or psychological warfare specialists." The tactical display zoomed in on the planet's surface, showing the moment the transport landed in the middle of the heaviest fighting. What emerged weren't soldiers in combat armor or special operations teams with advanced weapons. They were middle-aged humans wearing comfortable clothing, carrying what appeared to be bags full of supplies. Initial assessment suggested these were civilian support staff, SpaceOper reported. "We were incorrect." The recording showed one of the humans, a female with graying hair and a patient expression, walking directly into a firefight between human Marines and Kethvar assault troops. She completely ignored the weapons fire around her, marched up to the nearest Marine, and began speaking in a tone that somehow carried across the battlefield despite the chaos. Whatever she said made the Marine immediately straighten up, check his weapon, adjust his posture, and begin fighting with renewed efficiency. Then she moved to the next Marine. And the next. "At first, we thought she was providing tactical updates or medical assistance," SpaceOper continued, her voice getting smaller. "But then our behavioral analysts identified the speech patterns. The council waited. She was scolding them." The silence stretched for several seconds before General Vorthman exploded, "Scolding them? Defenses, and an ability to maintain operational effectiveness while simultaneously managing multiple crisis scenarios." The display showed one of the mothers calmly preparing food for troops while standing in an active war zone, somehow managing to both criticize their fighting techniques and boost their morale simultaneously. "The most terrifying part," SpaceOper concluded, "is that every human soldier reverts to the psychological state of a juvenile when these mothers are present, which somehow makes them fight better rather than worse." General Vorthman stared at the tactical data. "How many of these ultimate warriors does Earth possess?" Conservative estimates suggest approximately 1.2 billion. In the silence that followed, the Galactic Council came to a unanimous decision. Humanity's threat classification was upgraded to Class S, with a special notation that any conflict involving Earth would be immediately resolved through diplomatic channels, regardless of the circumstances. Because nobody in the galaxy was prepared to face an army whose ultimate warriors were armed with disappointment and unconditional love.